Paul Glasgow here, Legally Armed America. I am trying to get into some gun news real quick. So I apologize for not being prepared, but I did have a few things I want to go over. And I just got through eating a piece of pizza. Our supper was very late getting here. So I'm trying to find an article that I was looking for so we can kind of go over some stuff here in a minute. We are probably going to have somebody on here that's really, I just think that they have some issues going on with them, and kind of low level, low tier stalking. It's one of our guests that we had on here a couple of weeks ago that was saying how, as a pro-gun person, that we needed to accept gun control, or else we were part of the problem. Or I'm paraphrasing here. So I imagine that person will probably show up. So if they do, we'll let them stay in the room as long as they're polite. But I cannot find the article. Where is it? I can't find it, guys. It was an article that I wanted to share with you guys on, of course, gun control. And for the life of me, I cannot find it. I know that I did see something along the lines this week where the Black Aces tactical shotgun that they have, which I guess it wasn't a shotgun, it's just called a firearm. I did see something along the lines of last week, possibly, where that thing was going to be outlawed and considered maybe any other weapon, I believe. Interesting. I'll follow up on that to find out for sure. But there's also another article that came out today about another type of shotgun. So the ATF is doing some things right now to try to pull in some of these firearms out there that people have kind of skirted right on the edge of what they consider legitimacy. The ATF does, and you know that's a massive gray area right there. But nevertheless, things are starting to happen with that where, you know, I don't know if they're being handed that information down from our president, or if it's the initiative that they're being pushed on right now, but they are definitely doing some things with the ATF right now that are just, you know, more infringement on our rights. Let's see. Guys, I can't find the article that I was looking for. I'm sorry. It was something that I really wanted to talk about. And again, I do apologize. I'm running through here trying to find some of it. Well, I'll look for it and I'll see if I can't post it somewhere, maybe on our Facebook page or something like that. Yeah, I don't see it. So, let me see what I have in here that I can talk about. I know that I did a video this week. If you haven't seen it yet, it's kind of cool, kind of funny. And let me make sure that I'm not loaded here. Put my gun on safe. On air guns, I've got a pretty extensive video that's going to be coming out later on, probably this weekend, to be honest with you. The Pyramyd air guns. They're guns. I've always been a fan of some of the air guns out there. The reason being is because you can get some pretty good training in, some muscle memory, you know, the feel. If you're using guns like this that are licensed to these air gun manufacturers by the actual manufacturer of the gun, then it's made by the specs or to the specs of the actual gun itself. So all your controls are going to be right. The ergonomics will be right. Everything like that is going to feel right. So if you typically carry a Glock 19 and you get one of the Pyramyd Air Glock 19s, everything is going to be the same. I think the only thing I noticed, other than of course the fact that it's an air gun and it uses pellets and a different type of magazine altogether, the magazines are a little bit different. But you can still change them out. The magazine release is the same, but it's also got a safety on the trigger right there. So that's a nice touch, especially if it's got a kid uses these or something like that. But other than that, I mean, ergonomically, it's a point and shoot thing. You're going to find that everything you do fundamentally is going to be the same, except controlling the recoil, because you're not going to have recoil whenever you shoot this thing. Some of the air guns actually have a reciprocating slide and things that really give you the true feel of recoil. This one doesn't have a reciprocating slide. The slide stays in place, but it is a BB gun, so I mean, it's not like you would probably have more use up more CO2 throwing the slide back than you would launching the BB down range. But very, very cool. We'll be putting a video out probably maybe this weekend on the benefits of training with an air gun. And, you know, they make these things so robust and nice, and they're heavy. They have a little bit of weight to them, just like the gun would. And in this case, my normal carry holster that I would have my regular Glock 19 in, this is going to fit in it. So, I mean, I could even do some training drills as far as the draw and getting on target and things of that nature. So really neat. Also, I have a SBR, an AR-15 that I got as well from Pyramyd Air, and I'm going to be doing some stuff with that too. Pyramyd Air actually has, if you've seen the video, I put a video out with Ava Flanell from Colorado. She does a lot of training for concealed carry and pistol over in Colorado area, and she's doing some stuff on YouTube and has a pretty decent social media presence. So she and I kind of collaborated on a video for a Pyramyd Air contest that they have coming out. I believe they're awarding up to $3,000 in prizes. So some really neat stuff. I think the cash too. I believe $3,000 might be what the actual cash prize is. I have to go back and check, but a very cool contest. It sounds like a fun contest, one that I'm interested to see the entries actually, because the entries will be people they're picking in different categories. I think creative, funny, different things like that. So it's not just an accuracy test. And if you go, I think it's pyramydair.com. Just go there and I don't even know if I can find real quick. I'll try to post it in the description of this video whenever I get done. But it has some details about it on pyramydair.com, where you'll go in there, and if you enter the contest, they actually send you the targets for the contest. You shoot the targets, and I guess that's how you enter into it, and you upload your video, tag them in it. You guys have YouTube, obviously, because you're watching on YouTube, so you upload your video to YouTube, and then I think you tag them in the video upload or something, so that they look at it and see it, and they take that as your entry. I think you have to go on and enter also on their website. So anyway, it sounds like a fun contest. It sounds like not your normal run-of-the-mill contest. So yeah, it sounds interesting, and again, probably going to be a lot of fun to look at a lot of the videos. Other than that, guys, I don't have a lot to go over. I've been working on a ton of stuff here lately. Not a whole lot of videos, to be honest with you, because it's still so friggin' hot outside. I think our heat index was 102 today here in Louisiana. So yeah, not the most conducive weather for me doing videos. Let me scroll through here real quick and look at some of the, in fact, let me try to turn my volume down so that I can look and see what, if you guys have some comments out there that I need to get on here for. I'm going to try to take some, the last couple times we've been on here, I haven't taken a whole lot of comments, or questions I should say, simply because I've had so much to talk about. I will say this while I'm trying to pull this up. Remember, guys, what's the date today? The 30th. So that means that a little over a week away, not this coming Monday, but the Monday after that is September the 9th. That's when Congress gets back to Washington. Remember, they take more time off than Santa Claus, and they took the whole month of August off. And that was, if you remember, the shooting in El Paso and Dayton were at the beginning of August. So while the gun grabbers have been out being vocal about what they want to do, we've kind of let our guard down as a gun community, because they haven't been in Washington pounding their chest and talking about a lot of the gun control things that they want to pass and definitely propose. In fact, they've gotten a lot of the Republicans on board to do the same thing and to push forward some of these anti-gun, anti-constitutional laws. So I'm looking at, and guys, by the way, I'm trying to log in. I'm trying to get on my page so I can see, visit with you guys. So yeah, when they come back, they're going to be pushing some of these gun control laws. You can believe that they will. They're going to be pushing a whole lot of it. They're going to be pushing, let's see, universal background checks, which is outlawing private gun sales. They'll be pushing a form of an assault weapons ban. Again, let me use quotes on that. They'll also be pushing some of the red flag gun law legislation. So they have a whole slew of anti-gun legislation that they've been kind of tweaking the wording on while they've been off back at their homes, their $1 million homes that they live in, so that they can bring back to Washington, D.C. to try to impose on us. So be ready, be ready. We have about one more week of peace before they get back, and then once they get back, it's going to be Katie bar the door, because they're going to be really pushing a whole lot of their new legislation to ban guns. So yeah, get ready, guys. It's coming. It's definitely coming. I can't seem to get on to, maybe I can do it on my phone. Can't seem to get on any of this stuff for looking at comments or anything like that, or questions from you guys. So let me look and see if I can pull it up on my phone. Yes, I can on my phone. So let's see. Let me try to run through some of y'all's stuff real quick. Let's see here, and just let me give you everybody a what's up real quick. Let's see. Gilbert, Ty J, Lawrence Vasquez, Big Mo, 19 Kilo 35M, LA Chris, Jay Griff, what's up, man? Let's see. Dog Lover TV, The Archangel, what's going on? Let's see. Warsaw Patriot, what's going on? Maul Kelly 2, Jim Casal, Midnight Range TM, I Am Nobody. Let's see here. Landon Williams, Charles Lyons, Paul Castillo, Ryan Westall. Let's see. Thoughts of an Old Soldier. I think that might be it. So Robert McCollum from San Angelo, Texas. Ghost, what's up? Hope you're doing well as well. Charles Lyons, Logan Michaels, Dale Stark. Andrew Airhorn says, how do I explain to my FUD friend that an AR-15 is a good gun, and he thinks that an AR-15 should only be for police? How do I explain it should be in civilian hands, not just police? Well, I mean, in all honesty, there's nothing military about an AR-15. It's not. There's not a version of an AR-15 in the military. They want to say that they're military weapons. I would ask him, why shouldn't they be in civilian hands? Why are they any different than any other gun? They just look different. There's plenty of guns out there that have different types of capacities that are similar to that of an AR-15. I would just be curious. I mean, the argument we shouldn't always be on the defensive. I would say, ask him, why do you think they should be? And just debunk his arguments, because his arguments are not going to be able to hold water. I know that's probably not the answer you're looking for, but I mean, he has an opportunity, or really a responsibility, to explain why they should be outlawed. I mean, we have the Second Amendment, so we don't have to explain why we should be able to have them. We've already got what we need to make our argument. Matthew Turner, what's going on? William Keller, Monty McKinney, hello from Rotan, Texas. Grant Jones is from North Carolina. Good to see you in here. Let's see. 19 Kilo 35M says, anyone looking for a great bulk ammunition, Minuteman ammo is great. I'll have to look into that. Good advice there. Yeah, much better weather. Mark Spivey says, can't wait. It's been so brutal down here. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the heat. I can't handle it like I used to be able to. Let's see. Shark Chucker, what's going on? Yeah, I had one of our viewers on here a couple of weeks ago that you guys might remember. I'm not going to say his name or his handle, but he was the one on here that came across as being extremely anti-gun. But he fancied himself as a as a gun owner and as a pro gun person. It's funny how people who own guns think somehow or another that makes them pro gun. It absolutely does not. That's like somebody saying that I have a black friend, so I can't be racist. That's a bunch of bull. I mean, you can own guns and still be anti-gun. So he's on here talking about how he's a conservative, and I believe he's in California, so that explains a lot. And was talking about a lot of things that you guys were beating up on him about. And this guy proceeded to message me, and I'd love to show you some of the weird messages that he has messaged on my Legally Armed America Facebook page, arguing with himself, saying, really, badgering me, saying that I'm unfair, this and that. And all of a sudden his next message is like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I was wrong. It's my fault. I understand why you said this. I'm sorry. And then another message, I can't believe you did that. That was very ugly of you. Then another message, I'm sorry. I mean, very strange. And then he had the nerve to send me an email or a response on maybe Facebook by saying almost like a how dare you not be on last Friday, because I wasn't on last Friday. I had something personal I was taking care of, and that I owed it to my viewers to let them know, at least a 10-second video or something. Guys, most of you know me. First of all, I don't get paid for doing this. This ain't a job. I don't owe it to anybody. And that's not any disrespect to you guys. But for someone to think that somehow or another, because I put myself out there on YouTube, that somehow or another I have a personal obligation to everybody who might watch one of my videos to show up on a Friday night with a live stream. Whenever I start making money and getting paid good money to do this, I'll be more than happy to do that. But I'm not going to take the belittling and the belligerent nature of somebody that just doesn't have anything better to do, so they get mad because I'm not providing them entertainment on a Friday night. My bad. Once I start cashing a check for doing this, I'm doing this for free. You guys are watching it for free. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not like anybody's paying to be on here. This is freaking YouTube, for God's sakes. So anyway, I'm surprised he's not on here, as much as his feelings were hurt that I wasn't on last Friday. I don't see him on here, by the way. Anyway, that was very funny. So anyway, guys, I can't pull anything up. For some reason, I have a really bad... Can you guys even see this okay? Because I seem to have a really bad internet connection in here. Because I can't pull anything up online. I mean, I guess my phone is working. If you guys could give me a thumbs up or let me know if you're getting a decent signal, because I'm just seeing the little hourglass thing on my... not the hourglass, the little beach ball thing on my Mac here. It could be a YouTube issue, I guess, but I mean, I'm on. Okay, I got thumbs up from you guys. So here it is. Here it's finally letting me do this, because it's a little troublesome for me to try to watch some of this stuff on my phone instead of on my bigger screen where I can read it. Reload web page, and it's not going to let me do it. So anyway, yeah, something's up with YouTube. Their page seems to be crashing. I mean, apparently the upload is fine, but for some reason the pages are crashing on my Mac when I try to pull them up. And I'm looking at my security system real quick. I just had a notification that someone was spotted in my front yard. So let me pull that up real quick. Oh, it's just my wife. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. Yeah. When my cameras, security cameras are pretty good. Some of the newer ones out there, guys, I don't know if you guys have security cameras, what kind you are. Upgraded mine not too long ago. And I got to tell you, man, the technology has gotten better and better and better. I've got the brand I have now are Nest, and it's so cool because now I can go in there. Just to give you guys an example, I'll show you real quick. I can go in there and pull up one of my cameras. This one here just happens to be at my garage door, and I can look at a live feed, which there's my wife walking into the garage area. So I can look at all of this. I can actually go in here. You can zoom in if you want to and look at various areas. There's my Jeep right there. So I have another camera on the rest of the Jeep. So that's not all that's on my camera. But I also can go in there and I've got it set up to where it will pick up whether, if you can see what the wording right there says. See, it says person, low battery is what that said. Person, motion. It will pick up sounds. It will pick up a person talking. You can go in your settings and set all this up to where you have pretty good control over it. So when you have notifications that might pop up on you, instead of them being all in one big bucket and you panicking over a limb blowing, you can set it to where, okay, it will track motion, which that would be a limb blowing or something like that. Or you can set it on sound, so any sound, shuffling of feet, something like that. Or you can set it on a person talking. It kind of doesn't always get a person just talking. I've actually gotten, my neighbor has two Alaskan, Huskies, and whenever they kind of make a whining noise in the backyard, it sees that as a person talking, and sometimes it'll set my alarm off. So it'll do that, but usually it's a person talking. And like I said, it will also show you a person. Now, when it says a person, it's not always a person. Now, a lot of times it is. So when I see either a person talking or I see it say a person come up on notifications, usually I'll run and I'll go check that real quick because I'm assuming it's a person talking or a person in my yard. A lot of times the person, when it says that it actually sees a person, sometimes it can be a really slow moving car. So like a really slow moving car. So I think the speed of things moving has a little something to do with it, because it's not like it's small cars. It can be a full size car just kind of creeping by, which is good, because they're driving by at a really slow pace, sometimes they're probably not up to good anyway. So it's cool to have that. But the technology has come a long way. A lot of those you have to still kind of subscribe. Some of them will say you don't have to subscribe. Well, you don't have to subscribe, but you won't get your iCloud backup either if you don't subscribe. So yeah, you can go in there and look. Yeah, you can have a certain amount of cameras or something like that, but I can go back, I think, a minimum of 10 days, and look at everything. All my notifications are on here. If for some reason, like I have a notification of a person walking and I want to see what happened before the camera started recording them and putting them on the notification, I can still go back and look. So it's housing all of your video, not just what it captured whenever the alarm went off. So it's essentially capturing 10 days worth of all your video, so you have access to all of it. So if you had a neighbor that had something happen at a certain time at their house and it didn't trigger your alarm, you can still go back through it and scrub it based on time. And because it's like the old system I used to have was tied, it was like on a DVR in my house. You had to manage the time, make sure it was right and all that. And because it uses your phone's time, now you don't have to worry about that because the time is always accurate. So you're always going to be able to pinpoint it down to an exact time. So if your neighbor has cameras and it's a similar type of camera, they can tell you what time and you can go right to it. And it's pretty cool because I can go, like if I see something that just looks a little suspect on one of my cameras at say 3:54 a.m., well, I can go to one of the other cameras that might be a little bit farther down at 3:54 a.m. and also look at that exact time, so I can see a progression if something happened in my yard or something like that. So yeah, I definitely recommend the Nest system, N-E-S-T, like a bird nest. Very, very good system. I'm very happy with it. I find that they also do some like firmware updates. So occasionally they'll up there. I find that the firmware updates in a lot of cases it might make your let's say your night vision a little bit more accurate, or your camera a little more sensitive. It's pretty interesting how they can do firmware updates online. And you can download those and they will actually improve the performance of the actual cameras as they are. Mine are also hardwired. I don't use batteries anymore. That was the downfall of my last system, that I used batteries. So the fact that they're hardwired now, I don't have an excuse for not having a camera that's ready to roll all the time. So, yeah, I mean, I'm real happy with it. It's a pretty cool system. Let me see. Let me run through. Guys, if you have any questions, please ask me. I'm going to have to shut this thing down for a minute. I didn't eat before I came on here because the freaking pizza was late. So I'm going to go eat here in a second. Let's see. Let's see. Really, Lynn Holt says about 20 minutes ago, YouTube completely went away. It took a few minutes to come back. Weird. That's very weird. Let's see. Dude, Shark Chucker says Nest is Google and they are listening. Look, dude, I've given up on flying under the radar a long time ago. If you're on any social media, if you live in any city, if you have a smart device, if you're connected to the internet, dude, people are listening. They know where you are. They know what you got. I have totally given up. I'm not the least bit concerned with who hears me, sees me, knows where I'm at, what I have, or anything like that. I don't do anything wrong. I could care less. I'm not being smart aleck about it. I'm just saying I can't consume my time worried about what Big Brother is doing because the NSA and everybody else is so far gone. I know that I can't compete with that. And I know there's nothing that I'm ever going to be able to do short of covering my entire house in tinfoil and pulling myself completely off the grid as far as internet and everything else, which I'm not going to do that. That's the only thing you could possibly get away with. So yeah, Google hears everything about me. They know everything about me. They know what I buy. They know what I eat. They know how many times a day I use the bathroom. They know what toilet paper I use. They know what toothpaste I use. Yeah, I've given up on it, guys. At this point, I'm just ready for them to send me what I need to survive, because they know. And yeah, again, I've totally given up on that. That's my goal in life is not to be off the grid or under the radar anymore. Seriously. And yeah, I mean, you guys are all saying the same thing. Nest is a Google product. Listening on your cell phone, dude. They listen. They listen. I mean, they listen. I don't care if you're buying any Google products, Apple products, a Yahoo product, or whatever product. Everything can be monitored and everything can be listened to. And again, I don't care. Nothing that I say. I mean, anything that I say that somebody might disapprove of is going out on a video anyway. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't. I'm literally an open book. I say literally, figuratively an open book. I am not an open book. But anything that I think and the way I think and what I have to say, I think it, but then I say it and I put a video out. So anything that somebody might not approve of at whatever Big Brother's level is going out on the YouTube, Facebook, and everywhere anyhow. So, I mean, I don't really have any secrets. I'm not going to spend my life trying to run from Big Brother, because he's got me. Let's see. So yeah, I'm gonna run out of here shortly, guys. Again, I gotta eat. I got 2 pieces of pizza sitting right over here. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Lightus Nebula 9 says, besides, we are all probably on some list to be monitored anyway. We are. I mean, I can honestly say that maybe if because if somebody's listening to me, at least they can determine that I'm actually not any kind of legitimate threat by by listening to me. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's see. I'm trying to pull in. Oh, our whatever his name is, the Z50 guy is in the room. So Armament and Axes says, as a content creator, you are pretty much putting yourself out there for all to see. Is how I see it. No, that's exactly right. I mean, I don't have I don't have a dark, weird side to me that you don't know about. Any of my flaws or imperfections and stuff like that, I mean, they've all come out on my videos. I mean, again, those of you that know me personally, I saw Brent Flash was on here. Brent Flash is a personal friend of mine, and he knows me. And the way I talk on here is just how he and I talk at the gun range. You know what I mean? It's again, I don't have any secrets. There's nothing I have to hide out there. Let's see. Well, guys, if you guys don't have anything else, I'm gonna jet out of here, and I'm gonna be more prepared next week. I got so much crazy stuff going on right now. Not bad, just a lot of things going on, and I really am kind of stressing over the fact that I'm not putting out. If you've noticed on my videos, I haven't put out a whole lot of content. Guys, again, it's been blistering hot. I'm not trying to cry and whine. It's just been uncomfortably hot for me to get out there. So I'm going to try tomorrow to go out and, again, hopefully do the air gun video, show some of the benefits of training with an air gun versus live fire, and you know, shoot both of them to show you. So that's going to be kind of cool. I'm interested to go out and do that tomorrow. So yeah, hopefully I can start piling the content up a little more. As the temperatures drop and we get more, if we stay in the 80s, that's perfectly fine. But you know, down here in South Louisiana, when we're in the mid 90s, our heat index is around 110 to 115. So usually I'm not getting out in that kind of stuff. I mean, by the time you set your cameras up, you're soaking wet as sweat. Plus, I found this year a couple of times that I went out to shoot, my camera shut down. I'm having to put rags over my cameras to shield them from the sun because the cameras themselves get so hot that it triggers some kind of a shutdown mode or something like that, and my cameras will either not turn back on until I cool them off, or they'll give me a warning and say that they're about to shut down, and then they'll completely shut down. So it's odd that, I mean, even if I wanted to go out and shoot some of this heat, my cameras won't cooperate. I've tried like putting a couple of rags on top to keep the direct sun from hitting them, but when I do that, it doesn't allow air to circulate around the camera, so then it smothers them in the heat also. So it's like damned if you do. So anyway, guys, I'm going to jet out of here. A good point. Sharp Chucker says the batteries overheat. Guys, if you have any questions or any content or anything that you would like for me to talk about on, say, next week's live stream, please email me. I mean, it's always easier if you email me at paul@legallyarmedamerica.com, and I'll make sure and I'll address those things. I know sometimes I'll come back and I'll read a lot of the comments after the live stream's over with, and you guys, and many times, are asking me questions that I just don't have an opportunity to read, so I don't answer them on the live stream. And I feel bad about that because I'm trying to, you know, be as much of a team player as I can as far as sharing information with you guys. So please, if there's a topic you'd like for us to talk about, I'm happy to do that. I'm really happy to do that. Just shoot me an email, paul@legallyarmedamerica.com, and I'll make a note of it and I'll include it in the next week's live stream. Guys, I'm going to get out of here. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Hey, it's a long weekend, guys. It's a long weekend for many people out there. You know what that means? It means, of course, I'm drinking a Coke right now, but it means a lot of people are out there drinking on the streets. They start partying on a Friday afternoon. They run this thing all the way into Monday afternoon. So if you're out and about, please watch out. I'm less worried about us because we're pretty responsible people and we're less likely to be out there drinking and driving. It's the other guys out there. It's the other people who are partying and they're not being as responsible. Same goes for the gun range. I mean, I have actually caught people at the gun range who I knew were drinking just by the way that they spoke. So please be safe, guys. Be careful out there. Be on the lookout for everybody else. And it's a situational awareness thing, guys. We should always be aware of our surroundings, whether we're driving down the road, walking through the mall, going to the gun range. Be aware of your surroundings, guys. It's a safety issue, and we owe it to ourselves and our families to come back home after we've left the house. Guys, I will catch you guys next week. As always, I'm flattered and honored that you guys will spend your Friday afternoons and your Friday evenings with me, and I will catch you all next week right here at the same place. Thank